Hello and welcome to yet another edition of the Democratic Newsroom. The last 48 hours, we've seen explosive debate on the floor of the House, both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. I'll bet late last night, 3 a.m., the bill was passed in Rajya Sabha, the day before that in Lok Sabha. Now it's going to become a law. But will there be legal implications? Will there be political implications? The opposition, the DMK, the Congress, the AIMIM have already approached the top court of the country to stay the bill. On the other hand, the big political ramification of it in Bihar, which is up for elections in the next 3 months, you have 3 big netas of the JDU who've said, nothing doing, we quit because we feel Nitish Kumar is anti-Muslim. Well, with that, we've got our band of reporters, anchors and editors right here in the Democratic Newsroom on what they feel. And the moot question that we are raising, the Waqf Amendment Bill, reformist or communal? To begin with, let's get all the drama. Let me introduce my colleagues to you. Nalini, my colleague, who's going to get us the latest that is coming in from the top court. She's our legal eagle. Moshmi, who've spent 2 eventful days in the parliament, first in the Lok Sabha, then Rajya Sabha. We have Akshita, my colleague, who painstakingly has gone down through every fact and presented an explainer on the Waqf in the last couple of days. We have Kamlesh Singh, storyteller, Teen Tal, popularly the Tau of Teen Tal. And we have a special guest from our sister concern, Aaj Tak. Syed Ansari, my colleague, coming in from Aaj Tak, who's also going to give us the perspective on how the bill has been taken. With that, Moshmi, first up, 2 days of intense drama going into one day, 2 a.m. at night, the other day, 3 a.m. at night.
No sleep for you,
No
Moshmi.
sleep.
No sleep. We've been yawning all day today. And not only 2 days, 2 nights.
Achha, juice batao.
Both sleepless nights thi, and we were literally blown away by the mosquitoes at Vijay Chowk.
Oh.
But the juicy thing is that, you know, there was, in this Democratic Newsroom, we saw a lot of, I want to tell you that we saw a lot of democratic things happening in the parliament in the middle of the night. Like in terms of opposition and ruling party MPs coming together to dine. There was dinner. Diplomacy that was happening. Somebody was getting food for somebody else and luncheons at the parliament. And then there were ruling party MPs who were pleading, please no amendments, no amendments, no division, no division. And you have 2 netas two netas that the ruling MPs really dread. Because they ask for amendments, division in everything, in every amendment.
Who are those 2 netas?
One is Lok Sabha mein aapke N.K. Prem Chandran. And John Britas in the Rajya Sabha. To the effect that the Home Minister also appreciated Mr. Britas, saying, you are really thorough. So they were like literally pleading, and you know, Kalyan Banerjee was pleading, the Samajwadi Party MPs, how many amendments are you pressing? So there was a competition within the opposition that who would press for the maximum amendments because they wanted to make a point.
Tell me something, were they, you know, MPs from the NDA who really didn't want to vote in favor but had to vote because there was a whip?
So there was a lot of, you know, posturing that was happening, and earlier, a day earlier, all the JDU and the TDP MPs were like very stiff. We'll see, that was happening. But as the deadlines closed in and we saw meetings of TDP MPs and JDU MPs with the Home Minister at his office, then things changed pretty fast, you know, and there were statements that were being made that our concerns are addressed. So I think, yes, there was an MP, the fence sitters, you know, they actually switched over.
You know, that's very interesting because what really happened was also the BJD and the YSRCP right in the end said there is no whip.
No whip. YSRCP clarified though. They said they did issue a whip and that it's false to claim that all of them didn't vote against the bill. So they've clarified that.
YSRCP has said because BJD said there is no whip. Wherever you want, you can vote.
There is confusion over the clarity actually.
That's true. There's a lot of confusion there. But Nalini, I want to bring you in, and the reason you know we are getting you right on top is to break down, because now you have the Congress, you have the AIMIM, and you have the DMK that have approached the top court of the country saying stay the bill. It's unconstitutional. How much meat does that have?
Preeti,
And what's the process?
These are just the first few petitions that we are seeing being filed because the Parliament has just passed the bill. There will be many more that will come to the Supreme Court, and eventually this is a matter that's going to go up to a constitution bench. Because at the end of the day, it's a constitutional issue, because what all of the petitions that have been filed so far in the Supreme Court are claiming is that this is a violation of the fundamental rights of the Muslim community. Now, why are they saying that? They're saying that because through this bill and through the amendments that are being brought into the bill, the government is trying to interfere in the functioning of their religious institutions, one of them which is a Waqf institution. What they're also saying is that this is only happening with the Muslim community. Hindus don't have to go through this. Sikhs, all of whom have their own religious institutions, are not being made accountable with the same kind of regulations that are now being put on the Waqf. And number three, what they are saying is that it's our fundamental rights of practicing our religion that are actually being violated through this bill. Now, obviously, it's going to go up to the Supreme Court, which means that they will have to constitute a 5-judge constitution bench at least.
So we're looking at an 8-year story.
Definitely.
But what are we looking in the interim time? So, can the Supreme Court stay the bill till the time we have a resolution legally?
So that's what's going to be interesting, and that's, in my opinion, where the case is going to win or be lost by either side. Because when you know that there is going to be such a protracted litigation, then who wins in the interim is what is crucial.
Right.
Like we've seen in the case of demonetization, there was no immediate stay given by the Supreme Court. Eventually what happened, it's obviously not something you can go back and reverse. Same thing we saw in the case of Article 370. So many years had passed by the time the Supreme Court gave its judgment that they said now we can't go back and undo all the changes that have taken place in Jammu and Kashmir. So if there is no immediate stay given by the Supreme Court, which is what the petitioners will push for, and if the bill is actually allowed to be enforced, then whether it will be possible to go back and undo all the changes.
Which big bill has been stayed recently?
The farm laws were stayed by the Supreme Court.
So that's a big one. So interesting there. So